that form a line? Okay, so let's practice some of this information here. Two other names for angle 1. Give me one other name for angle 1. What's that?
AFB and BFA.
Well, give me one of them.
Well, it said name 2.
I want one, Sam.
AFB.
Thank you. Mason, do you have the other? Do you have another name for that? You sure? Caleb? BFA. What about angle A or angle F? Would that work? Why do you say no, Jamie? Nah, there's more than one angle sharing that vertex. In that case, is when you want to use the 3-letter system. Okay, let's say look at number 2. EFC, does that appear to be acute, right, obtuse, or straight? Yeah, it kind of looks acute. Nice little cute angle there. Way better than the ugly angles. Yes, that was a lame joke. Now I'll hear it. Okay, here we go. Number 3. Name all the angles that have ray FC for a side. Zuhei, give me one.
For FC?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, which angles have FC for a side? Louder. CFE, very good. So angle C, F, and E. Okay, Mason?
BFC?
BFC. Cheyenne? AFC. Sam?
CFD.
CFD. All right, number 4 is a little bit of a precursor to tomorrow's lesson, which is angle addition postulate. That kind of is on the same line we talked about yesterday. Sum of the parts equals the whole. So on this one, angle DFB, measure of angle DFB. So again, we're talking about DFB, so let's highlight that. So DFB. All right. So the measure of angle DFB is equal to the measure of angle 2 plus what else? Danny? The measure of angle 3. Sum of the parts equals the whole. Right? I told you that's going to keep popping up in this course. Sum of the parts equals the whole. We'll come back to number 5. And that one we're not quite ready for yet. We'll come back to that. Let's look at number 6. Hardest part of your homework tonight, identifying what you have sitting in front of you. You can do that, everything else falls into place. What type of angles do I have here on number 6? What shape do we have? X, and Adrian, you have an X, what do you have? And what do we know about vertical angles? They are congruent. What does congruent mean?
Oh, they're the same.
They're the same, they're equal. Therefore,
X equals
5x equals x plus 16. And then all we gotta do is solve the equation. So 4x is 16, and x is 4. So vertical angles. Anytime you see the x, you have vertical angles, therefore they are equal. So look at number 7. We got a lot going on here on number 7. Okay, so what are you being asked to do on number 7?
a Okay, you gotta solve for x.
Okay, first step, solve for x. And what else do we have to solve for?
Angle QXS.
QXS. Okay. Alright, I want you guys to start thinking. I'm not necessarily looking for the first person, but I want you guys to take take 1 minute. Look at the problem. Start putting your minds together. Don't be afraid to have a discussion with the person next to you. I want you guys to think about how to solve this problem. I know you're going to fight that. Do your best to fight it in 1 minute. All right, Keanu, walk me through this.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. That's. Well, they're asking for what QXS is,
Uh-huh.
which a QXT is 125.
Uh-huh.
From QXT, there's any two angles that make it up. Therefore, which are two angles that are listed there. So, the QXT equals the sum of QXS and XXT.
All right, so QXT, the measure of angle QXT, is equal to SXT plus QXS.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what do I do from there?
I haven't done it yet.
All right, that's a great start. Okay, Cordell, where do I go from here? Yeah, start putting the values in. So QXT is 125. SXT, 4x plus 1. QXS, 2x minus 2. And guys, this just becomes algebra 1. All right, this is kind of, here's the difference. You guys, how many of you guys were really good in algebra? All right, good. And most of you guys really like, and maybe you liked algebra because it was great because we gave you the equation, all you do is go in and solve it, and it's not like a monkey see, monkey do. You see it repeated 100 times, you just go and repeat what you see done 100 times. Geometry is so much different than that because what we're doing here is you're no longer given the equation. You have to use your knowledge of geometry to then develop the equation. And if you don't develop that equation correctly, the entire problem is incorrect. So that first step is crucial. And that's why a lot of times, like Keanu did a perfect job explaining why this is set up that way. The two angles add up to the whole. And that's what you need to write out. Like two angles add up to give you the whole. And then you just substitute the values in. It becomes an algebra 1 problem. 125 is equal to 6x minus 1. 126 is equal to 6x. And x is 21. And we're done. Time for the next problem. So are we ready to go on to the next problem?
No.
Why not?
Because we haven't QXS.
We didn't actually answer the question. All right, and for those of you guys that are looking at taking any kind of standardized test, whether it's the ACT, SAT, or ECA, or whatever else you got going on, it is so important for you guys to remember to solve the problem. Make sure you answer the question. A lot of times, especially in geometry, the variable is not the end of the problem. You then have to use that information to go forward one more step or a couple more steps. So right here, we have x is 21. Next step is to do what?
And QXT.
Find QXS. So let's change our color here. What color should we go with?
Go pink.
Go with green, because we can really see that on the white background. Well, we'll go with it. Alright, so the measure of QXS is 2x minus 2. So we had 2. What was x? 1. 42 minus 2. QXS is 40 degrees. And we're done. Okay, is that hard? Okay, you guys are going to have to really think about this. By the way, what is a bisector? Valen? It cuts an angle in half. So let's suppose, and guys, this is just a side topic, it's not really true here. Let's suppose I told you that QX is a angle bisector of RXS. What would that tell you? Now listen to that again.
Wait, so
Ray XQ is an angle bisector of RXS. What does that mean?
wait, so it means that both, so RXQ and QXS are complementary.
They're not complementary, they are congruent. Okay? So a bisector not only cuts in half, but it cuts into 2 equal parts. You're going to need to know that for tonight. Okay? Whether you have an angle bisector or a segment bisector, it cuts that piece into 2 equal parts.
How do you write that down without saying that?
Ray XQ is an angle bisector of RXS. And then based on that, understanding what that means. It cuts it into 2 equal parts. Alright, any questions on this? So we have any questions on this problem? Alright, last